Hello everyone and welcome back to Forge Core Gaming. I'm your host Phoenix, and today I wanted to do something just a little bit fun. Given that we're approaching the halfway mark through the year, I wanted to switch things up and put together a list of predictions for what might happen in the back half of 2025. And I wanted to do it in a sort of Star Citizen bingo format. Here's how it'll work. Each box will contain one prediction for 2025. Some will be more likely than others. Some have even been soft confirmed, and one has been soft denied, but I'll bring a little bit of evidence as to why it may still happen. In order to hit a bingo, you have to get 5 of the boxes in a row that completes a line from edge to edge on the bingo card. There's also one wildcard spot right in the middle, which is a freebie and is represented by Pingo, the bingo penguin. Just to spice things up a little bit, and I did think of this part as I was writing this, if we happen to hit a bingo before IAE 2955, I'm going to be doing a ship giveaway during the month of December, just as a way to close out the year. And to kick things up a notch even further, the value of the ship will be equal to whatever revenue this channel brings in for the month of October, up to $1,000, which is the maximum giftable amount as laid out by the terms and conditions from CIG. The kicker is, you have to be subscribed and have commented on a video during 2025. And we have to hit a bingo. My plan is to do this annually, though I don't generally enjoy the idea of doing ship giveaways, as I prefer to grow my channel on merit alone. With that said, I think this is a fun way for me to have some skin in the game. Just as a side note, I have opened up channel memberships if you want to go the extra mile. Channel members will have 5 times the entries as normal subscribers, but keep in mind, 100% of my content will always be free to watch, so this is completely optional. But that's enough of the preamble. Let's go ahead and get into my predictions for the rest of 2025. We're going to start things off simple, and I'm just going to predict that they're going to add suit lockers before the end of the year. In case you're unaware, suit lockers are going to allow players to just, with one click, change their outfit, and they're going to be able to store those outfits on their ship, which is going to be a huge quality of life for people, and I think a large part of the community is looking forward to this so that we can change armor sets on the drop of a hat. Second, I'm predicting they're going to do a small medical gameplay refactor, and that's because the Apollo's on the development pipeline right now, and they're committed to the idea of not releasing ships without their intended gameplay being in the PU. So if they're going to release the Apollo as they promised at SitCon, then they're going to have to do a little bit of a medical gameplay refactor. My third prediction is that they're going to make an announcement regarding the 600i rework. I'm not saying they're going to start progress on it. I'm just saying they're going to make an announcement. But maybe they'll set a date, or saying that it's upcoming for next year, whatever. I just think there's going to be an announcement for it. Right. Number 4, I'm guessing they're going to release the Misque Odyssey silhouette as a teaser at SitCon 2955, meaning the Misque Odyssey will then go into production and be released sometime during 2026. This one, I feel like, has a dose of hopium in there because I really want the Odyssey to come out, but CIG officials have stated that large Misque ships are coming right after the large RSI ships, so I think there's a good chance. Up next, we have the Ironclad release, which is almost guaranteed and should show up sometime in the fall. Alright, up next, we have a major blanket ship nerf, and here's why I think it's going to happen. They're bringing in more and more capital ships every year. Okay, so we just got the Polaris. John Crew just mentioned something about the Idris. They're bringing in capital ships. So those, in my mind, sort of represent the top or upper limit as to how strong a ship can be. But that means there has to be room somewhere in the middle for all the other ships, or anywhere below it for all the other ships, and they all have to make sense. So I think a lot of ships are going to have to be adjusted down to accommodate new ships coming in that aren't capital ships. Right, moving on to the next one. Tier 0 engineering gets released. Now this one may be a stretch. I just feel like there are some breadcrumbs that CIG has been showing us lately that is hinting at the idea that engineering is sort of right around the corner. Definitely not full implementation. I think full implementation would break the game and cause a lot of frustration. All right, up next, and this one's a tough one because John Crew just said that it will not be coming out this year, but the CNOU Pioneer was on the SitCon teaser silhouette list during SitCon 2024, which means that they're working on it and it's slated to come out in the next year, which would be 2025. Now they just gave us an update that it won't be released, but I think that was simply done to hedge expectations, or rather lower expectations, so that they can over deliver by the end of the year. Right, the next one. This has been soft confirmed that the Idris will be released to Flyable during Invictus, or probably going to be released to Flyable during Invictus. And even if it doesn't come in Invictus, I think it will be coming shortly after, and then we'll just add an updated version later on. So yes, I think the Idris is coming out this year. Up next, I think this is going to happen at SitCon, where they're going to give us a Nyx system release date. I'm not saying we're going to get Nyx. I'm just saying they're going to announce that it's going to come out in X amount of months. Okay, next, another easy one. The Battlemech release. They've teased about it. There's script or in-game lore for it now. That's definitely coming. I think we're going to get a Battlemech. I think it's going to be priced around $55, $60. I'll buy it. Anyways, moving on. I think we're also going to get Tier 0 implementation of base building. Obviously, we're not going to get space stations. We're not going to get anything crazy as far as being able to go out and build, right? But I think we're going to get some implementation of base building to where we can go out, take our BLDs, take our Pioneers when it comes out, and go start building bases on other planets. I think that's huge and is really necessary for the game to start feeling alive. So I think they're working on that and prioritizing that a lot. Up next, we have the Squadron 42 updated release date. I'm not saying they're going to push it back. I think they're going to give us a hard deadline as to when they're going to release it. And I think that's going to be in Q4 of 2026. Probably coinciding with SitCon. GTA is set to release 6 months before that, so they're definitely not doing it before that, because they don't want to have competing, revenue competition. A Drake Heavy Fighter release. Now, this one is not my own unique thought. I've been watching Starjump Grimm's podcasts lately, or his episodes, his lives, whatever you want to call them. And he was looking at the silhouette that was released during SitCon of the obviously Drake ship. I say obviously, watch us all be wrong. And he's suspecting that's going to be a Drake Heavy Fighter. And you know what? I think he has a lot of hot takes. If you don't know Starjump Grimm, go check him out. He's got a lot of great hot takes. Yeah, I think a Drake Heavy Fighter might be coming out. Night Vision. I think we're going to get some version of Night Vision. I don't think it's going to be perfect. I don't think it's going to be anything that we actually wanted, but I think they're going to try getting night vision in ships specifically. Up next, we have another Valar Delay. Now, this one's a little weird. Basically, the rule I'm going to have for this one, if they don't give us a release date for the Valar before or by SitCon 2025, then I'm just going to call that a delay. Like, Pyro's been out for a while now. I don't know if we have the juvenile Valakars in the game. I just don't think they're really pushing it. Perseus Release. This one has been pretty much confirmed to be happening, I believe, at IAE, according to Bar Citizen. So this is almost a gimme. Tier 0 Crafting, I think, is going to get released. That goes hand in hand with base building. Base building cannot happen without crafting. And crafting can certainly happen without base building, but I think we're going to get some level of crafting in the game. The RSI Starter Salvage Ship release. I think we're going to get that. They teased this in a couple of Star Citizen lives ago, where it's going to be like snub size, starter ship scale, salvager, and that's actually going to be really cool. right? With base building, there's going to have to be drones, and also drones are going to be part of medical gameplay, and so this kind of goes hand in hand with that one. So I think they're going to give us at least one form of drones in the game in the next 7 months. The Starlancer BLD release, I think this is going to be the first base building ship that we get. All of the assets are there for Starlancers. Well, not all of them. Most of the assets are there for Starlancers. They would just have to build a module or two, and we've seen how quickly they can do that. So I think we're going to get the Starlancer BLD, and it's going to be probably the launch ship for base building. Tier 0 item recovery will make no progress. Again, I'm putting the deadline for this at SitCon. If they don't bring us up to Tier 1 item recovery, and I forget all the details about that, then I'm going to call this a win and that we predicted it right. I think we're going to get a teaser for a player jetpack type item to where we can not die if we eject out of our ships, or we can, Titanfall down, whatever. I think we're going to get a player jetpack, just a teaser. I don't think they're going to implement it. I think they're just going to show us or tease something to us, probably by SitCon. And then, just for funsies, I think there's going to be a teaser trailer crash during SitCon. Even though it's going to be streamed over the internet rather than done live, I think they're still going to have a tech issue. We'll just call it whatever, any tech issue while they're presenting at SitCon. I think we'll call this a win. Okay? Yeah. There you have it, folks. Those are my predictions for the remainder of 2025. Make sure you're subscribed and comment on at least one of my videos in order to be entered to win. Don't forget that. And be sure to check back periodically on what items have been crossed off our card. Also, drop me a comment with some of your wild predictions for the rest of the year. I'd love to hear from you. And with that, I think I'll end the video. Thank you all very much for watching. Safe flying out there. And I'll see you in the verse. Phoenix out.